Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to November 18, 2024. There's about 24 minutes left of trading today, and overall, today can be categorized as a good day. Yeah, much better than I anticipated. In fact, the market was down. When I say the market, I'm talking about the SGO, the All Ords, was down in the first few hours of trading, and it has rallied. And I'm not sure why it has rallied. I had a quick look at trading economics, and there was nothing to really indicate why. In fact, there was an article here saying Asia markets mostly advance because investors are positioning themselves ahead of key economic events later in the week. They're just guessing. That's what I'm thinking right now. They're just guessing. So Australia's up, China up, Hong Kong up, but Japan is down a little bit. So that's what I'm going to talk about when it comes to trading economics. A pretty big week in terms of results being released in the United States because the biggest company in the world, yes, the biggest company in the world, I think it's still the biggest company, Nvidia, is releasing their results. I believe either Wednesday our time, yes, Wednesday, actually Thursday our time, Wednesday United States time, Nvidia is releasing their results. A few other big companies are releasing results on this same day, including Snowflake, which I do like just because of the name, Williams Sonoma, and that's about it. A company called Berry Global is releasing results. Otherwise, I don't know who else is releasing results this week. Nothing on Monday. Tuesday, Walmart's releasing their results. Thursday, Intuit, Deere and Company, Baidu, and on Friday, nothing. Okay, so pretty big week in terms of the biggest company in the world is releasing results, and I could envisage share price increasing or decreasing a lot on the numbers they do provide, and then any sort of outlook they also provide us. Okay, you might have noticed I haven't talked about the agenda in today's video because these videos are almost always identical. So let's get straight into the ASX today. Okay, so it's been a much better day than I anticipated. I thought we were going to see a bit of red. In fact, I would have been surprised to see XGO down maybe 0.5 to 1% because of what happened on Wall Street on a Friday session. So maybe we forget. Maybe investors have a short-term memory problem. When I say short-term memory, I'm talking about they forget what happened 3 days ago. Maybe that's true. I don't know. But you'll notice that the XJO and XAO were down on open, and we have seen it rally during the day. So sentiment has shifted did shift quite quickly in the morning session. I'm just going to have a very quick look at the XJO, see how much it had dropped. In fact, I can do this simply by going and looking on ComSec. So the previous close was 8,285 and the low today was 8,244. So that means it did drop about 51 points, which is about 0.5%. So at the low today, the XGO was down 0.5%. Now it's up 0.32. A nice rebound. In fact, that was not a surprise. I'm just noting 5360 is down 6.42%. Why is that? Did they release anything today? I didn't. Oh, CEO security sale not marked price sensitive. People are panicking because the CEO has decided to sell some shares, and I would not be surprised to see the share price bounce and get it back up to where it was a few days ago or before today's session. I don't understand why people sell when the CEO decides to sell some shares. It's not relevant. In fact, research has been done on this. In the short term, you might see the share price drop a little bit, but in the medium to long term, there's no correlation between the CEO or any insider selling and the share price or the company's performance. So a lot of times you'll see the share price drop and then the share price rebounds fairly quickly. So it could be a good time to buy some Life 360 shares. Could be, just say, could be. It's up to you. I am not the boss of you. You are the boss of yourself. That's the great thing about life. Well, for most of us anyway, and let's not talk about what's happened in the past. Some people weren't the boss of themselves at some point in time. Well, even today, slavery is a problem, isn't it? Anyway, we can go on a bit of a tangent there, can't we? Okay, so let's go back to the ASX today. And let's have a look at the best and worst performing sectors and indices. Utilities, another good day. Staples, energy, materials, all up by over 1%. So in a way, we have been saved by mining and staples and utilities. Discretionary industrials up a little bit. And a pretty bad day for IT, which is not a surprise, and healthcare again. Someone did try to explain to me why healthcare is down a little bit, and that's because of the RFK RFK is in charge of health in America. That's just a silly reason, in my opinion. Financials down also a little bit. So the banks, 4 big banks, may be down slightly. And gold's had a good day, not surprising there. I expected a bit of a bounce. And ASX 20 up 0.06%. So not quite as good as the XJO. So I am thinking some of the biggest companies in Australia are down today. So let's have a look at the ASX 20. I would say, I'm going to say not 8, 12 up, 8 down. Ooh, 13 up, 7 down. And if you look by market cap, I wouldn't be surprised to see, yeah, 2 of the 3 biggest companies on the ASX are down by over 1%. That's CBA and CSL. BHP is up 0.95%. So really, CBA and CSL CSL's been dropping a lot, I've noticed, down to 272. So they've been a bit of I wouldn't say a blight on the ASX today, but they have suppressed the ASX 20 compared to those other 2 indices. Otherwise, the other banks are up. Not sure why CBA is down. Maybe everyone realizes it's significantly overvalued. The most overvalued bank in the world in history ever. Yes, I've just said that. Anyway, and it's in a bubble. I will also say CBA is in a bubble right now. And bubbles can last a long time. What best performing company in the ASX 20? Let's have a look. Rio Tinto. There you go. So iron ore's had a good day. Rio Tinto, Fortescue and BHP up a fair bit. And the worst performing company is REA Group. Not sure why. Maybe tech. Maybe that's all she wrote. Okay, let's have a look at the best and worst performing companies on the ASX today. Starting with the top gainers. And this is where I might find something I've missed. The whole reason I go through this is I might miss something. So for instance, there's a company called Magnum Mining and Exploration. And as soon as I read that company's name, I just think ice cream. And I need an ice cream now. So they should change the name and to a non-ice cream name. Anyway, Magnum Mining Exploration up 50%. Turnover is not that big, so I would say more than likely this company might have released something, but maybe something small. MGU, a company I've never heard of before, but share price is up 50%. So I'm going to have a look. They've released nothing, so it's just noise. Let's just have a quick look at the chart, by the way. MGU. Any reason to be excited? And the answer to that is no. Not sure why the share price is running up today on pretty good volume. Not sure, but something's happening, and wouldn't be surprised to see the company get price and volume query from the ASX. Next, group, volume low. A lot of these companies are up on low volume. Doesn't mean they haven't released anything interesting or exciting, but volume is quite low. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything of note here. Oh, Novik Tech. Oh, we'll have a look at the chart for Novik Tech. Share price rallied quite nicely on, I think it was on Friday session, and the share price is up again today. So I did put this down as a possible buy, but share price up pretty big 2 days in a row, and I don't think we're going to see 3 days in a row for that company. And Bioxygen up 16.7%. They did release a presentation. I am trading that company right now. Low volume, market cap is quite small, but I think this company, wouldn't say it might be the next Biome or EZZ Life Sciences because they're completely different companies. This company is more into selling like cannabis, that sort of thing, but they are cash flow positive, if I remember correctly, and they are forecasting to be cash flow positive moving forward. Okay, so let's have a look at the best performing companies today by market cap. See if I've missed anything here. Silex, Weebit Nano. Ooh, Southern Cross Electrical and Engineering. Let's have a look at the chart for that company. Up 8.3%. It did drop below my sell point, and it's rallied. Okay. Titomics had a good day. Nothing of note here, though. Silver companies have had a good day. Company called Echo IQ, up 11%. Pretty big turnover there. I did notice they released something today. Echo IQ signs integration agreement with flagship US hospital, only up 8.9% on ComSec. I might have a closer look at this company in the near future because I have heard some good things about Echo IQ and some of the things they are doing. So I'm going to have a closer look at this company at some point. Anyway, that's it. Nothing else of Nothing else that excites me here. Okay, so let's have a look at top losers. No company at this point that is are in my top 5 stocks of the day. Maybe there's going to be a few here. Don't know. Let's have a look. Known as Marino & Co. down to 43 cents. I want to see if that company is still trading, if the share price is up or down by more than 10%. Let's have a look at the trade history. Oh, look at that. Oh, there was one day here the share price did not move. 0% change. Then down 7.8% on Friday and down another 18% today. Share price is at 44 cents and looks like it's heading towards 20 cents. Anything else here? No. Ooh, Clarity, down 13.45%. So that is in my top 5 stocks of the day. Coming in number 4, I'm a little bit surprised the share price is down a fair bit. No, but that's okay. We'll have a look at why. Really, I can't explain why. Now let's have a look at the market cap. Life 360 looks like share price is down because the CEO has sold some shares. Maybe Clarity is only down because of some weakness in the healthcare sector, because Pharmaceuticals is down as well, 6.5%. I don't think the company has released anything of note that I can remember. Nope. So maybe Clarity is down because just negative sentiment in this space. Up and down, anything. Peninsula down again. Intelligent Monitoring Group, I thought that company might, no, actually it did bounce. And it's moving back towards a support level. And that's about it. Okay, so let's get to the top 5 stocks of the day. So no other company apart from Clarity Pharmaceuticals that it did see in either top gainers or top losers. So a bit of a surprise. I haven't mentioned any of these companies at this point in time. So let's start off with a small cap company. So the small cap company of the day. This could be a good thing. Maybe this should be a thing. Maybe we can do a top 4 and a small cap company of the day. Let's do it. Let's do it. Mate, you might hate it, but let's only do a top 4 and a small cap company of the day. And the small cap company of today is Spectur. And this company is small. So some people might say this company is a micro cap, even smaller than that. The market cap of this company is $5 million. Now, I'm not a shareholder of this company. I suppose I have been following this company a little bit closely because on occasion they have been operating cash flow and free cash flow positive. But the appropriate word there is on occasion. I have not seen, or this company has not provided 2 operating cash flow and free cash flow positive quarters in a row. I'd love to see that. Now, the valuation is quite low and the company's growing quite slowly. And we'll have a look at the chart in a second. But Spectur, they sell monitoring thingies. Like if you're a construction site, you can put a Spectur camera to make sure everything's safe. They also provide shark monitoring stuff for West Australian beaches, that sort of thing. Anyway, Spectur did release something that I wouldn't say piqued my interest in the company, but they were awarded a long-term contract with Transport for New South Wales. So I actually went through the announcements well after the market had opened. So the good thing about doing that is when you do see this sort of announcement, you're able to see how the market has reacted straight away. And I did expect maybe a pretty good rally in the share price. And we definitely have seen that. At one point today, the share price was up about 25%. That was actually on open. And the share price has fallen a little bit. And we'll see why the share price has fallen. Okay, so Spectur awarded long-term contract with Transport for New South Wales. I've always thought Spectur as a primarily West Australia business. So the reason why this also made me think about this company, have a look at the announcement, is because it's with New South Wales, not West Australia. So this company might be expanding, growing their total addressable market. I've also heard they might be or have been expanding into New Zealand. So that's also interesting. Now, the most important things about these contracts are the numbers. Now, typically, I wouldn't say fall victim to these type of announcements, but I don't usually, these contract awards like this don't usually trigger me to take a position in a company. And there's many reasons behind that. I don't believe these sort of announcements or that powerful. Put it that way, they don't even get close to profit upgrades, profit downgrades, trading updates, or just financial results. This type of announcement is well down on the list that might see a share price of a company rally. You might see a short-term rally in the share price. That's about it. Okay, so Spectur, entity 3 Crowns Technology, so this must be a subsidiary of Spectur, signed a contract with Transport for New South Wales for the provision of camera and analytics services. Not sure what the cameras are going to do. Maybe monitor intersections. I have no idea. Maybe they'll talk about it somewhere here. A 3-year contract, minimum of $787,000. With an optional extension of a further 3-year plus 3 years for a total of 9 years, total price $2.3 million. So is that a minimum? I'm not sure. It's not a big contract, but this is a fairly small company with not much revenue receipts. And when I say that, let's have a look at the most recent Appendix 4C, which they released on the 17th of October. All I'm going to do is have a look at the quarterly cash flow. They separated the announcement into 2 sections. So receipts to customers, $2.6 million for a quarter. And if we have a look at their activities report, they probably had some nice tables, graphs, or something in it. And this is the one I was thinking of. You can see this is the revenue per quarter. How revenue has been very slowly climbing for Spectur. It's climbing, but very slowly, going all the way back to 2018. So it's climbing, but very slowly. And they must be in New Zealand because 3CT and SNZ revenue. But it's very slowly rising. So they also separate the revenue into 4 different sectors: subscription, system, field services, professional, and system sales. But the most important thing, if you go back to their cash flow statement, I don't think they're cash flow positive this particular quarter. In fact, sometimes a company, they will include this. So this is a net cash flow. So on occasion, they are operating cash flow positive, but it's every so. According to this, they were operating cash flow positive for the last quarter. And they've been, I don't remember that. I would have picked up on that. No, they weren't. I don't know what they're talking about here. Is this, yeah, it's the first quarter. Operating cash flow negative 253,000. Free cash flow negative by 400,000. Are they including equity raisings and proceeds from borrowings? Is that, I'm not sure if I like that. Yeah, they were not operating cash flow positive for this quarter. Do they go into explanation of what net cash flow is? Anyway, let's move on from that. In my opinion, they were not operating cash flow positive. And the problem with this company is whenever they've been operating cash flow positive in the past, they go straight back to burning a fair bit of cash. So haven't quite hit that inflection point just yet, but this company is cheap. So if they do hit that inflection point, they continue to grow, continue to expand their geography where they're selling stuff, and they hit that inflection point of growing their revenue and receipts at a greater rate than they're spending. And if they don't grow their share price all that much, this company is intriguing at a valuation of $5 million. Anyway, so let's have a look at the chart for Spectur, SP3. Pretty sure this company was called something else when they initially listed. I'm pretty sure they were. Let's have a look. Maybe it's even mentioned here. No, it's not. For some reason, I could be thinking of another company, though. Let's have a look. 2017. No, it was Spectur. Okay. I must be thinking of another company. So let's have a look at the chart for this company. I am not there yet. This is not a chart for me to even be trading. You could say that share price is now going sideways. It has been going sideways for most of 2024. So the the downtrend is coming to an end. So you notice what I did there. End trend is, anyway, so combined downtrend and end into end trend. So yeah, it's end trending. Downtrend is end trending. Probably the breakout would be above 2.4 cents. That would be a breakout at this point in time. So not much interest in Spectur at this point in time, but definitely one, if you don't mind these really micro caps, one to have on your watch list if they can become operating cash flow, free cash flow positive on a continuing basis, which they haven't quite achieved just yet. So that is Spectur, the small cap company of the day. Now into the top 4 stocks of the day. Starting at number 4, we have Clarity Pharmaceuticals. They did release something, share price down 15.4%. It keeps on dropping. We're now in the closing auction. I'm not sure what caused this drop. They did release an announcement called or titled Head-to-Head IIT with SAR Biz PSMA. I'm just going to Google to see if there's any chatter about this company out there in terms of why the share price is dropping today. Nothing here at all. Doesn't mean there's nothing there, but what about ASX? Yeah. Nothing there at all. So I actually did notice the share price of this company was down pretty big before I had a look at the announcement. So I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. That's what happened with Clarity Pharmaceuticals. That's the reason why it's in the top 4 stocks of the day. Now, I thought they must have released something negative. So then I open up this particular announcement, Head-to-Head IIT with SAR Biz PSMA, and I went, where's the negativity in this? It's not. Why is the share price down 15%? This has to do with something with the United States and healthcare. Has to. I'm not sure. So this is just St. Vincent's Hospital conduct head-to-head trial with Clarity's Bismarck diagnostic products. That's it. There's nothing interesting really in this announcement. I wouldn't see why the share price will rally or drop on this particular announcement. I could be completely wrong. Maybe there's something small in this announcement that did trigger some investors. I just don't see it. Anyway, share price is down 15%. We can't disregard that. Something has happened to this company, and this is probably one of the most negative days this company has seen for a while. There was another negative day back on the 4th of October, down 12.1%, but this is a little bit more negative, not in terms of percent. Well, actually, even in terms of percentage change, it's more negative, but the share price has fallen through a possible support level. So this is interesting. We need to see a bit of a bounce tomorrow for me to get for me to maybe sell my position. Although the whole reason why I bought into Clarity was sort of a hedge in regards to TLX Pharmaceuticals. In fact, that's going to be interesting. So Clarity's down big, Neuron's down big. What about TLX? So if this is down by, say, 4%, then I think that's the reason. It's down 1.98%. Yeah, it's not really down. Well, that's NASDAQ. Okay. Let's go to ASX. So I'm down 1%. Anyway, so there's a chance I could be missing something when it comes to Clarity. I don't see anything in the announcement, but it's still interesting. The share price can drop like this on no news flow. I don't think there's anything in Capital Brief. I went through this really quickly, and I didn't see anything. And maybe it's just not the sort of company that Capital Brief would look at. What's the word? Follow. Anyway. Coming in number 3, we have a company called Elders. This company did release some results today, but you'll notice the share price is not up or down. In fact, there's been no trading today because the company, when they released their results, then went into a trading hold and have made an acquisition and doing a capital raising. That's why there is no trading. So fairly busy day for Elders. And you can see the amount of announcements. There's 6 price-sensitive announcements and about 7 non-sensitive announcements. So about 13 announcements released by Elders today. So now in regards to their results, so we can't see how the market would have reacted. Well, we don't know because the share price is not up or down. So we don't know how the market would have reacted to these results. On the surface, you might go, woo-wee. So financial metrics, sales revenue down 6%, underlying profit after tax down 38%, statutory profit after tax down 55%, operating cash flow down 51%, underlying earnings per share down 39%, and total dividends per share down 22%. So on the surface, the results look horrendous. What? But it's not about the results or the numbers. It's about how these numbers compare to any guidance. And to be honest with you, I have no idea. The other thing I should mention, it's also dependent on the outlook. So if the numbers were what the market was expecting, and then the outlook is really positive, you would see the share price rally. So this is what they said for financial year 25. By the way, for some reason I thought it was half-year results. No, it was full-year results. Elders is optimistic about 2024 summer crop with favourable moisture profiles in many dry lands and average seasonal conditions across integrated cropping regions. So that's a pretty good start from Elders. Now, just because they're optimistic does not necessarily mean the company is going to have a good year. Maybe they're always a little bit optimistic. Gradual improvement in rural product margin is expected, assuming continued stability in crop protection prices. So another good sentence there. So things are looking pretty good. The other thing is I just don't know what or how these results compare to guidance. So I'm going to go back, have a look at the past year just to see if they have released any sort of announcements. So previous to this particular announcement, which is a price-sensitive announcement, the last price-sensitive announcement was a half-year results in May. So I'm just going to open up their half-year announcements just to see if they have any guidance for financial year 24 here. So the half-year numbers down fairly big. And okay. So in line with this announcement to ASX dated 8th of April, Elders expect financial year 24 underlying EBIT to be between 120 and 140 million. Now we can compare to see how these results are compared to their expectations. So underlying EBIT, between 120 and 140. And they had 128. So these results almost smack dab in the middle of their previous guidance. That's probably one of the reasons why the company didn't release any update to guidance, because they were moving towards the numbers they were expecting. So not a beat, not a miss of their expectations. So based off that, I wouldn't have expected the share price to drop. I would have expected the share price to maybe go up. But then if you do include the outlook, which looked pretty bullish, looked pretty good, I fully expect the share price of Elders maybe to go up. But then they're doing a capital raising and an acquisition. So that's the other part of the equation here. How will the market react to this particular acquisition? I don't know. I'm not there yet. The company's called Delta Agribusiness. They're also doing a capital raising. So share price $8.65. And probably the most important thing here is what is the discount of the capital raising. So the share price they're doing capital raising at is $8.52. Not much of a discount. That's a pretty good capital raising. How much are they raising? Quite a few $1 million. So this acquisition, enterprise value of 475. This company must be pretty big. Delta generated revenue of 835 million, EBITDA of 53 million. Interesting to talk about synergies. Adjusted EBIT, so the acquisition 11 times adjusted EBIT, 8.7 times adjusted EBIT post synergies. Okay, so they expected some pretty good synergies here. Anyway, so I would think the market probably likes this acquisition. I don't know. So this particular company is an agribusiness providing rural products and advisory services through a network of 68 locations and approximately 40 independent wholesale customers. So interesting times for Elders. So let's have a look at a chart for this company. Now, based off what we saw with the results and also the outlook, I wouldn't be surprised to see the share price go up. But let's have a look at the chart. This could be important. And really, the share price has not been doing anything during 2024. You can say the share price has gone sideways. So there is a potential of a breakout if the share price gets above about $9.60. That's an important level for this company. But at this point in time, not there quite yet with Elders. But an interesting day, a really interesting day for the company. Coming in number 2 is another company that released results today, Fleetpartners. And this is a pretty good reaction from the market. Well, maybe not pretty good. This is maybe pretty good is a good word, 2 good words. So the share price is up or did increase 4.7% because the closing auction has come to an end. So this is sort of like a novated lease company. I'm not sure if that's all they do. Maybe they do a lot more than that. In fact, So a lot of times when I want to know what a company does, I just look at, all I do is look at the About section in one of the announcements. Here we go, Fleetpartners, novated leases, yes. They might do more than that, vehicle leasing and fleet management for Australia, novated leases, yeah. Look, even novated leasing calculator. Vehicle specials for you. So there are quite a few companies in this space. If you don't know, Fleetpartners, SG Fleet, Smart, Macmillan Shakespeare. This sector can be affected negatively or positively by government regulation. In fact, back in 2014, Macmillan Shakespeare share price dropped 50% in one day because of the possibility of changes in regulation in the space. So that's probably a reason to be wary of these type of companies. Anyway, so let's have a look at results for this. Another thing I should mention, I'm not sure what metrics to look at for these companies. So they tend to focus on new business writings, NBW. The reason I say that is because that's the first thing I mentioned in commentary. Now, maybe the reason they first mentioned that in commentary is because it's the best performing metric. It could be as simple as that. Anyway, new business writings up 21%. Assets under management of finance up 11%. Operating income or net operating income up 5%. End of lease income down 4%. Net profit after tax down 1%. Earnings per share up 9%, which is interesting. So profit down a little bit. Earnings per share up. So they do mention a share buyback of up to 50 or 30 million. And I'm just wondering if they have done a share buyback during the year, which is, and can explain why the profit is down, but earnings per share is up, which just shows you the benefits of a company doing a share buyback if the company is undervalued. So the company doesn't have to grow all that much, but earnings per share can rise significantly. So I'm just going to have a look at the last year just to see if they've done, there we go. Yeah, they've been doing a buyback. So that explains why exactly what I said. Earnings per share up, but profit is down. And that's about it. I didn't have a look at the presentation. That's all, media release, that's all I had to look at, a fairly quick look. And then I saw the share price is up, so the market likes it. So the next thing I look at is this, a breakout. Is Fleetpartners a breakout? And I would say this is a worse looking chart. So nice uptrend for about a year. So from middle of 2023 through the middle of 2024, nice uptrend. You could have seen the share price. You could have got a nice little 50% return from this one company. Looks like the share price is trying to move into a downtrend, but today, not quite there with today. Share price hasn't really rallied. Not much buying coming in today. Even the volume is fairly low. So even though the share price is up, not that interested in the chart at this point in time. Maybe valuation. P ratio 9.77. Interesting. Now, coming in at number one, the stock of the day is Dusk Group. Hopefully the share price is up about at least 6%. 5%. Oh, we did see a little bit of selling. Did see a little bit of selling during the day and only up 5%. Share price was as high as $1.35, low of $1.24. So that's a little bit of a problem. Not like that. There's been a bit of selling. They did have the AGM, but more importantly, they had a trading update. And they released this trading update separate from the presentation and the chair and CEO's addresses. I like that because this trading update looked really good. So let's have a look, and that's probably why the share price did rally. So let's have a look at this trading update. So in the past, Dusk's sales have been dropping, and there was a sign in their financial results in August that things are starting to turn positive. And this is sort of confirmation that things are starting to turn positive for Dusk. So Dusk, for those who don't know, sell candles and stuff like that. Stuff you might buy if you're in lockdown. What else do they say? Home fragrance products, range of Dusk branded premium quality products. What else do they say? Ultrasonic diffusers, candles, reed diffusers, essential oils. So I'm thinking this company performed really well around COVID-19 lockdowns, and then a lot of people bought a lot of their products, and they didn't have to buy any for a while, and now they're back to buying. Maybe they've run out. And the reason I say that and think that is because look at the increase in sales in the first 20 weeks of this financial year. Total sales up 13%. Like-for-like sales up 11.5%. Online sales up 41%, and bricks and mortar sales or store sales up 10.7%. If you have a look at the last financial results, everything was down. So it looks like things are starting to turn around for this particular company, and that is also mirrored when you have a look at the chart. Strong sales performance for the first 20 weeks reflected our continued focus on product rejuvenation, tactical promotional activity, enhanced digital offering. Or maybe just people just wanting to buy this sort of stuff now. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe if they didn't do anything, they would have seen this growth. The CEO and Managing Director, Vlad Jakubson, talking about how the sales were very encouraging. It's pretty true. Anyway, so let's have a look at the chart for Dusk. And by the way, I am trading this. It took a long time for me to get in this. So really the turnaround for this company happened on the 18th of July. Share price on that day rose 30%. So let's have a look at what this company released. What did this company release to shift sentiment so violently from negative to positive? The 18th of July, I have to go back 1 year. Trading update. There you go. Financial year 24 trading update. This is the first sign that things are starting to move around or turn around for this company. Okay, so if you have a look at the numbers here, so total sales, 8.2% down. Underlying EBIT down by more than half. Net cash down 4 million, inventory down. So if you just have a look at the numbers, pretty negative. So I believe this was a positive trading update. It had to be because the share price turned around, the momentum or the sentiment in the company completely shifted from negative to positive, and you can just see that with the chart. So this was a positive update from the company, and that's why the share price just turned violently on that day and continued to rise. But I wasn't in it at that point. I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. I held back and continued to hold back for about 2 months, maybe even longer than that. Yeah, 2 and a bit months. And then I bought $1.14. Share price hasn't been going sideways since then, but that's okay. I'm going to remain patient. And even though the share price did fall a little bit today, the share price still is at a multi-year high. The last time the share price was $1.26 was way back in August 2023, and then further back May 2023. So we're talking about a 1 year high for Dusk. And definitely, it looks like the share price is now in an uptrend. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's the top 4 stocks of the day, plus, actually I don't have to say plus, because I already mentioned Spectur, and it is the small cap company of the day. Anyway, let's have a look at some charts. Why not? First one is Southern Cross Electrical Engineering. I was getting a little bit concerned about this one. So share price did fall below my $1.50 sell price, and I went, oh, I'm not sure. In fact, on the 14th of November, share price dropped all the way down to, what was low, $1.34, but we saw some buying coming in that day. That's the first signs that the selling had come to an end. And we also saw really high volume, capitulation. Now, I should be honest here, I did sell a few shares in this company, but I maintained the majority because I thought, I'm not convinced this is a breakdown of the share price. So I decided, okay, I'll sell a little bit, and if the share price keeps on dropping, I'll sell the rest. And we've got the bounce today. In fact, up 14.63%. Oh boy, have we seen a bounce today. It's amazing how we just, it's just amazing what's been happening with this company over the last 3 trading days. So the first sign was on Thursday session. Share price dropped, but we did see buying coming in. In fact, if you have a look at the 1 minute chart, maybe 5 minute chart, I'm not sure there's enough liquidity yet. Look at that. So massive amount of selling early on Thursday. I think that's capitulation. So someone just couldn't handle it anymore. And look at the volume. The volume reached its peak right at the low. And I'm starting to think this is much more of a solid signal than anything else. When you see a lot of buying coming in, when a share price has just dropped like this, that's a good sign the bottom has been reached. And then the buying just came in on force about 1 hour after trading began that day. And look at what's happened today. Another good day today. A little bit of selling on open today, but it was fairly weak selling and a lot of buying on open. In fact, we've seen buying on open, pretty good buying on open the last 2 trading days. And in fact, this is a nice looking 5-minute chart and definitely turnaround. Okay, so that's Southern Cross Electrical and Engineering, a really good turnaround. I've been waiting for this. There's no justification for why the share price was dropping. So let's have a look. And by the way, so I did sell a few shares, and there's a chance I'll buy back in. So I'll buy those shares back. So I'm just hedging because the share price, if it keeps on dropping, I can sell more. But if that's it, if that is the low, then I can just buy back in. Yeah. I really like that sort of strategy. NVQ, I still can't pronounce this company. Novic, is it NovIQ Tech? Okay. Share price 8.9%, up 58.93%. We did see a little bit of selling today, massive volume coming in today, though. Let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. Oh, yeah, we did see a bit of selling, a lot of buying on open. Or in the first hour and a half, share price went all the way up to 10 cents and then pulled back. In fact, it went from 10 cents all the way back down to 6.2 cents. A lot of volatility in this company. Wouldn't be surprised to see this has been a plaything for day traders. So that's my only concern about this company right now. And what I'm saying is day traders would be all on top of this. And a really good bounce in the last 30 minutes of trading. Really good bounce. Share price went from about 6.5 cents back up to 8.9 cents, and some good volume coming in as well. So NVQ, Novic Tech, looking pretty good. EIQ, Echo IQ. I've heard a few people talk about this company. I'm going to have a closer look at what they do. They did also release an announcement today, but the thing that drew me into this company was just the chart. Share price broke out not that long ago, about a month and a bit ago. Share price, that breakout was about 22 cents. Or went up to 31 cents and then pulled all the way back to 22 cents. And look at that, over about 3 trading weeks, the share price tested 22 cents. It continually tested that support level, and today it has risen above. So maybe this is moving back into an uptrend. So maybe it's tested it so much, the support level, and it's succeeded. Well, not succeeded. The test has really failed because share price has not dropped any further. And it just shows you support and resistance levels can work. In fact, this support level goes all the way back. Well, it goes all the way back to December 2022. And at that point, it wasn't support, it was resistance. And finally, Resolute. They did release an announcement today. Resolute in the doldrums. Share price down 5.47%. That doesn't look like it's down. Oh, we don't have any trading. Well, that's the wrong company. No, it's the right company. It says Resolute, but the wrong. There we go. Ugly. They mentioned update in relation to negotiations with Malian government. Now, I don't have to open up that, but and the reason I say that is because it's mentioned here. Resolute Mining to pay this is Capital Brief. Resolute Mining to pay Mali government $250 million as CEO remains detained. There you go. So it's a fair bit of money there. And what a drop. Share price has dropped from 88 cents down to 38 cents. Could this be a buy the dip situation with Resolute? Has the market completely overreacted? I'm not sure yet. There was a little bit of buying today, though, however. Share price goes as low as 35 cents and now up to 38. So there's that. Okay, so that's some charts. Now let's do some of your comments. Let's start with Dwayne Skinner. Given some of your recent comments on the 4 big banks or the big 4 banks were somewhat bearish, I was just wondering if you take any short positions on stocks. How do you factor in the data concerning the most shortest stocks on the ASX when it comes to your fundamental and technical analysis? The GameStop hold the line scenario in the US was fascinating to say the least. Keep up the diligent work in responding to Q&As. It's much appreciated. Thank you. I have never taken a short position in a company. I most likely never will take a short position in a company. Our main reason is I do think the banks are overvalued, significantly overvalued when it comes to CBA, but the chart, the share price is still an uptrend. I just don't know when the uptrend is going to come to an end. And if you are short on a company and the share price keeps on going up, that's bad news. I just don't like shorting. The maximum you can gain from a short position is 100%. The maximum you can take from a long position is infinite. The maximum you can lose taking a short position is infinite as well. And the maximum you can lose going long is 100%. That's in one position. So for myriad reasons, I just don't like going short. And I think you also have to pay. When you go short, you have to pay. I'm pretty sure you have to give, if the company goes dividend or ex-dividend, you have to pay the dividend to the owners or something. I don't know. So I'll never go short. I don't. By the way, the short man, for people who don't know, the short positions in companies on the ASX, you can see the top shorted stocks via short man. So, for instance, Pilbara, followed by Paladin, Boss. So, looks like the ASX is not excited about uranium. IDP Education, Sierra Resources, Mineral Resources, DPLO, Linus, Rare Earths, Dominoes. I can see a lot of mining companies here. In fact, the vast majority of mining companies. Satire is there, Seek, Johns Lyng Group. So one thing you can't see here is banks. I do find that intriguing. There's Bank of Queensland at 51st. I do find it intriguing that there's no banks here. I think there must be a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but there's Judo Cap Holdings, but there must be a reason why institutions don't go short the banks. I thought at these levels, particularly CBA, it would be pretty good short, just based off probability. Okay. While I'm at it, thoughts on Airtasker, ART. Chart has been going sideways, but is now cash flow and EBITDA positive, although still not turning a profit. My problem with Airtasker is I don't know about the business model, because you search for, say, tradies via Airtasker, and then I can tell you this right now. So I have had some tradies come through, and one of the tradies that did come through, we just got in contact with them via someone else, and the person or the tradie did leave their business card with us. So why can't tradies do that via Airtasker? So they visit someone. And so instead of using Airtasker, here's our or my business card. So if something bad happens again, maybe with your plumbing, just getting direct contact with me. I've always thought of that about Airtasker. So anyway, the chart. So the share price of Airtasker was in a long-term downtrend. And wow, was it in a long-term downtrend. From when it listed all the way through to start of 2024. Since then, the share price drifting slowly upwards. There's been a couple of periods when there was a little bit of excitement in the company, and the share price just turned around fairly quickly. That was in January and then again in July. And yeah, the share price is just going up very slowly. So this is just a slow, meandering uptrend, which, to be honest with you, sometimes is not that bad. I'm not sure if there's much of an uptrend there yet. You could do that, maybe, yeah. So they are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. You're right. They are operating cash flow and free cash flow positive. So let's have a look at the most recent Appendix 4C. So this would be a good sign if they can maintain this, maintain operating cash flow and free cash flow into the company. So let's go straight to the numbers. So operating cash flow positive, 933,000. Most of the costs are on staff. It's one thing I don't like. So half, I'd say definitely half their costs just in staff. Operating cash flow positive, I say free cash flow positive by a small amount. How much cash they have on hand? A fair bit, $17 million. So they don't have to worry about cash moving forward. But it's just a business model. I don't know. This is definitely not a high quality company. So I'd only probably trade this at this point in time. And here it looks okay, but funny enough, if there wasn't these two periods where the share price just went bonkers and then pulled back, if there wasn't that period, I'd probably like this chart a little bit more. Anyway, what's the valuation, by the way? 136 million. Anyway, yeah, so I'm like 50-50. I'm neutral when it comes to Airtasker. Not a buy for me at this point in time, though. Rick Filling says, thank you for the rain in Sydney, much needed. Funny enough, on Saturday night into Sunday, I actually did a shift where I was in charge of New South Wales East. And when I say in charge, I'm talking about aviation forecasts. So some of the forecasts I was doing were for the Sunday period, all the way through to early Monday morning. So I had to time when Sydney and all these airports were going to get rain and thunderstorms. And my timing was pretty good. If you actually had a look at the public weather forecast, you would have seen on the Précis, which is the small worded forecast, late showers on Sydney. It should have been late showers and storms, because storms is quite important. So I do have some issues with public weather forecasts now out of Bureau, a little bit too automated for my liking. Automated aviation forecasts are not automated, a lot more input from experts like me. So I think I put storms on the forecast from about either 6 or 7 p.m. in Sydney time. So also did forecasts all the way from Ballina down the coast to Merimbula, and then inland as far as a couple of what they call critical locations. So this is for like recreational aircraft who need a way over the ranges. So we're talking about Mount Victoria, Murrurundi, and sort of the Barra area. I don't do any of those forecasts west of the ranges, but I also do an area forecast that goes all the way to Dubbo and all the way down to the Victorian border and all the way up to the Queensland border. Anyway, I do like the work, but I also appreciate being part-time. And the other thing, I know this is just a joke, I do have to say this on occasion, we don't control the weather. And if I could control the weather, I'd be the richest person on the planet. There'd be no more drought, no more flooding, no more people killed, that sort of thing. Marty Scott, hi Kneppy, what are your thoughts on BTXX instead of Bitcoin? My thoughts on BTXX are absolutely zero right now. I have no idea what BTXX is. This an ETF? I'm just guessing at this point in time. Digital X Bitcoin ETF. I actually would say, oh, gee, it's up a fair bit. What's Bitcoin doing? Oh, Bitcoin's above 90,000. I don't know why that ETF's up 8%. I don't know. Anyway. Is this just Bitcoin? It's got Bitcoin in the name. Holdings probably doesn't have anything. I'm just going to go BTXX ETF. So I have zero thoughts. Product detail, is that it? That's not it. That's the wrong Tiki code. I just want some thoughts on BTXX. Or maybe I've got to do this. Here we go. So this is just Bitcoin. Oh, why? I accept. Yeah, it looks like it's just Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm not a big ETF person, but I can definitely see the attractiveness of this. So instead of going to like Coinbase and buying some Bitcoin or whatever you do to buy Bitcoin, you can just buy this ETF. I would assume it tracks Bitcoin fairly closely. I'm just assuming. So let's have a look. Oh, it doesn't quite. Oh, that doesn't track all that closely. Looks fairly liquid, doesn't it? And we have seen a bit of interest recently, and the price has gone up significantly more than Bitcoin. Geez. I would say that's just because of excess demand and minimal supply. Yeah, I would say that because it does look like it is illiquidly traded. And if you just have a look at the summary, there's buyers but no sellers. So that's probably the biggest problem with this one. It's illiquidly traded. So you might be waiting a long time to get some shares in this particular ETF. If you look at the trade history, yeah, there is trading most days, but it's highly illiquid. So look, I'm not a big ETF. I probably just prefer to buy the Bitcoin, to be honest with you. But I could definitely see the attractiveness of these sort of ETFs because you could just buy and sell Bitcoin or other cryptos just via like the equity exchanges, and that's actually is attractive. Anyway, so that's it's all up to you, I suppose. What's your view on OFX now? You made a video on it before. Well, negative. And the main reason I'm negative on OFX is because they released a negative trading update or something. I forget what it was. Where was it? Yeah, they released all their half-year results. And the share price just collapsed. Was it the half-year results? Or was it before that? Oh, gee, I can't write. No, it was well before that. Well, the share price did drop on the half-year results, but the share price dropped on the 17th of October. And what happened on the 17th of October? An update on first half 25 trading. So for those who don't believe me that trading updates are really powerful, we're getting proof left, right, and center. Here's another proof, OFX Group. So that was an instant no way, Jose, for me when it comes to this company. And it is at support level right now, by the way. So it is, you can see the share price is sort of oscillating above and below that dashed line. So it just doesn't know which way to go. So we have some bulls and bears sort of fighting each other. Which way is OFX Group going to go from here? I would have assumed downwards, but that's just I wouldn't say it's 50-50. I would be like 60-40. But no, I have no interest in OFX Group just now because this chart. Poor Cybera says, why do you think STP, which is step one, is in a downtrend at the moment? I would probably say it's in a short-term downtrend. So depending on your time frame, you're going to get different answers here. So definitely a short-term downtrend. In fact, the share price has dropped another 5.84% today. So that actually enhances my thoughts that this share price of this company is in a downtrend. And to be honest with you, it's right at my selling price. So if we don't see a bounce over the next few days, I might have to sell my position in step one. The reason I say it's in a short-term downtrend is because it's in a short-term downtrend. Share price has dropped a fair bit over the last 2 months, and this is a sign of a downtrend. Now, longer term, I'd still say, well, I'd say it's going sideways for about 10 months. Hasn't really done anything for about 10 months. But if you have a look at the weekly chart, you might say it's still in an uptrend. Yep. But if you have a look at the 5-minute chart, this is a well-defined downtrend. Actually, if you have a look at the 1-hourly chart, yeah, the 1-hourly chart, that's in a well-defined downtrend. So it all depends on your time frame. Oh, interesting enough, there was a bounce, a really good bounce in the last hour of trading today. Some pretty good volume coming in. Share price got as low as $1.27. So hopefully that's a good sign that, and some really good volume coming in the last few hours. Well, today and Friday, some really good volume coming in. So it does look like the share price is moving towards the bottom, maybe. But anyway, so that's why I think this is in a downtrend, short-term downtrend. Doesn't mean I think the share price will keep on going lower, but this is just short-term. And I wouldn't be trading this right now. And, well, in a way I am, but I did take significant profits back in May, and I just have sort of leftover from that because I wasn't sure the share price would not go up. So I thought I'll just leave this aside. And if the share price falls below my sell point, that's when I'll sell out of the rest of that position. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Rachel Gunter, thanks for the breakdown. I need some advice. I'm not sure I can give advice. My OKX wallet holds some USDT, and I have the seed phrase, alarm, fetch, churn, bridge, etc. Whoa. Could you explain how to move them to Binance? No idea at all. I am not the person to ask this sort of thing. I have no idea. Zero idea. I don't know much about wallets, to be honest with you. Yeah, so my holding of Bitcoin is just in Coinbase. Now, people have been telling me you should have a wallet, that sort of thing. And I was thinking, well, maybe I should because my holding in Bitcoin is going up. So originally it was fairly small. Now it's tripled. So maybe I should put my holding in Bitcoin into a wallet. But other than that, I have no idea how wallets work. I have no idea how you move what's in your wallet to something else. I just have no idea. And even your seed phrase, I don't even know what the term seed phrase is. So unfortunately, I cannot help you. Rachel Ganter. Why is that 30 minutes ago? This should be in chronological order, but it's not. Anmar. Oh, I'm sorry, Anmar, but I think I've answered that before. Anyway, that's it for today's video because it's gone on 1 hour. If you have any thoughts, any questions, leave those in the comment section of this particular video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you are a financial advisor, if you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.